First, let me welcome, before I introduce Paul, I'd like to welcome Mayor Saunders from Danville and members of the City of Danville, Brenda Bauman, Chair of the County Board of Supervisors, members of the County Board of Supervisors, the Planning and Development Department, and the Emergency 911 Call Center. I'd also like to introduce or welcome Isaac Sarver from Senator Mark Warner's office, and any members of the Virginia Economic Development Team that have been also working with us with the Rivertop group here. We also have Rivertop and DTI employees enjoying the celebration with us, and then certainly a few members of the media here as well. So with that, I will, unless there's any questions, I'll turn it over to Paul Bacon, our DanChem President and CEO.
Thank you, Rob. Welcome to DTI. We're really pleased that you're here today. We're excited to show you what we've been up to. Let me tell you a little bit about our company. We are a 55-year-old company. We started here in 1960 on this site, and we manufacture custom chemicals for our customers. So what that means is they bring their technology and we use our equipment, and then they sell it into their markets, and that's our business model. And so the two most important parts of our business model are safety and confidentiality, right? So from the safety standpoint, I just remind everybody to please stay in line and eyesight with somebody with a DTI hat on. There's some guys back there, anybody with a red hat or a blue hat. So if an alarm goes off, our rally point is right over there, and you will be told what to do. And so if I talk about this, then it won't happen. So that's the first reminder. And the second is around confidentiality. We serve several of the top 25 chemical companies in the world. And we're an extension of their supply chain. They bring their technology here. We make their products for them, and then they sell it into the world. And so we're a part of their supply chain, but their customers don't know what we do for them. And that's what our customers prefer. Now what's exciting to us is that we have a customer who's willing to tell the world what we're doing for them, and we're very excited about this technology. What you're going to see today is the largest glucaric acid plant in the world, and Steve's going to talk to you about what that means. What we do is we take corn syrup, sugar, and we oxidize it, and then we turn it into glucaric acid, which are products that they sell in the market. So the top applications they've got going now are corrosion inhibitors, and then a product that goes into dishwashing detergent. So the corrosion inhibitors can be used for roadway de-icing, so it makes the trucks and the bridges and the steel and all that last longer. And then you put it into dishwashing detergent, and it keeps your dishes and glasses from spotting, and it makes your dishwasher last longer. Those are the two initial applications. Today we use corn, but as I was talking to Mayor Sanders before, who's a tobacco farmer, today we're using corn and corn sugar, but the technology can be applied to really any sugar. So that's wood, switchgrass, or tobacco. So we're hoping that it has a broader reach in this community, and someday we'll be using tobacco sugars along with what we do today. So that's about all I'm going to say about the technology. I'm really pleased to introduce Steve Donen, who's the VP of Technology. He's the guy that has taken this from the laboratory to the first world-scale plant. So, Steve?
Thank you, Paul. It's great, man. So, Steve Donen, and Paul, it's great to have Paul here, and great to have you all here. Working with Paul and his team has been a real pleasure for us here at Rivertop. We found Rivertop, we found DTI, searched the whole world for a place that would be best fit for our technology a few years ago. About 5 years ago probably, I was looking, and DTI came out as the best place for us to go build our first facility, so it's been a pleasure ever since. I guess a couple things. First of all, I guess we're like the Rolling Stones here, right? We had to have two grand openings, so we didn't have enough room in the first one. Anyway, so this is the second day. We had a great one on Tuesday, and we're glad you're all here today. First of all, let me say that it's a pleasure. Thank you for putting this on today. It's a pleasure to have us here. On the Tuesday we had the CEO here, and he gave me a speech. I kind of marked it up a little bit, and I'm not going to say as much. So, but I'm filling in for him today, so be patient with me. Let's see here. A couple things I'd like to thank. First of all, we are a startup company. We have venture capital investors. Key ones we have are Midland Capital, our First Green Partners, and then we have our strategic investor is Cargill. And you can imagine Cargill's a big supplier of our current dextrose supplies, and obviously is very interested in them being able to turn dextrose into chemicals that they can offer their customers too. So that's why they're very interested and have been investing in us, Rivertop. So what today is kind of the starting of what we can do for our customers. We're going to be offering our customers multiple products that help them meet their customers' needs in the dishwashers, in road salt and brine, and also in some of our industrial applications where we are able to keep large manufacturing companies, cooling towers, and those kind of things from corroding. So we're a green chemical that does that. So what is Rivertop? So I don't know how many of you know what Rivertop is, but we started out not 55 years ago, but in 2008. It was a professor at the University of Montana named Don Kiley. He had invented a technology that allowed us to, at a low cost, create glucaric acid. Glucaric acid isn't a new chemical in the world. It's just that Don had created a technology that allowed us to make it at a low enough cost that it was usable and could compete with other chemicals. So Don came up with the idea, they patented it at the university, and then he decided to retire and start Rivertop. So he did that, and thank God he did, or we wouldn't all be here today, right? So that was an exciting start for us. We make very, very novel chemicals. Let's see here. We developed, and what happens is the reason we're here at DTI is we need to be able to get our customers products that they can go test and market and get to their customers and try. So what we've had to do is how do you take the startup company that's making stuff basically in a lab, so you can imagine flasks and little bitty 1-gallon reactors, and just think of your chemistry labs while you're in college and high school. Well, that's what we had to work with. And we made our first 600-pound shipment of product to one of our customers last month. It took us 6 months to make it. And I think yesterday we made 8,000 pounds. So it's a little bit of a scale up for us. So we were really excited about being here. But this allows us to make millions of pounds a year here. It allows us to get the products out to our customers and let them start, developing their markets and growing the product. So it's been a great time here with DTI to get all this going. I'd like to kind of mention one person who Paul did mention earlier. Everybody here at DTI has been great to work with, but I can tell you all, the one person who I've really appreciated, who I spent almost the last 4 years with, he probably tired of me calling him in the middle of the night and on the afternoons, on Saturdays and Sundays, but Wayne Smith has been just an absolute pleasure to work with here at DTI. Thank you, Wayne. I can only tell you. Now, Wayne has a great team. Wayne has a great team with him, and they're all great, and it's really been a pleasure, but Wayne's been a really key in making all this happen. So let me talk a little about the products. We make novel products. We call them novel products because they're green, they're sustainable, they're starting from sugar, and then they go back into the environment, biodegradable. So they don't hang around in the environment and they're good for the sustainability of the environment. So the products that we're starting out with, the one that Paul mentioned first was the road brine. A lot of states, not a lot here in this state, but there are a lot of states who actually have roads that freeze in the winter, and they put brine on the roads. And that brine can be very corrosive to the infrastructure, to cars. And we make a product called Headwaters that we will be selling into that market, and it reduces the corrosivity of that brine. So the infrastructure on bridges and your cars and automobiles, all that are greatly reduced, and their life of them are extended. So it's been a very valuable product, and we're looking forward to getting that out there into the market. The second product that we're doing is I said, is called Waterline, and we just introduced that a couple months ago. And that product is really an industrial use product. It goes into cooling towers and other things. And the industry will use it to help their equipment last longer. At the same time, when it gets disposed of, it ends up being biodegradable and doesn't infect the environment. Whereas some of the phosphates and other chemicals they've used in the past do build up in the environment. So this is one of the advantages we have over our competition in this area. And then the last but not least is in the automatic dishwashers. Years ago, laundry they removed phosphates from laundry years ago. They just removed it in the United States here. A lot of states started banning phosphates in automatic dishwashing detergents probably about 5-6 years ago, okay? And when they did that, if you didn't notice, you probably noticed you got really upset with your dishes looking kind of cloudy. You know, clear glasses all of a sudden were coming out of your dishwasher cloudy. Well, our product goes in there. It's not phosphates, it's biodegradable. It goes in and it keeps your dishes clean and spotless. And when they come out, and it's a big advantage for us over the competition because some of the other products out there just don't do as good as us. So that's kind of what we're up to here. In conclusion, again, it's been a pleasure to work with DTI. It's been a pleasure to have you guys all here today. And I can only thank you for your great support we've had over the last few years. Thank you.
Now we'll hear from Chairwoman Baumann.
Good morning. My name is Brenda Bowman, Chairman of the Board of Supervisors for Pittsylvania County. But you know, we don't really have any boundaries here. Danville is right here. We're very close. It says in city maintenance. So Danville and Pittsylvania County, we certainly are partners, and we, again, do not recognize boundaries. As a matter of fact, I used to live right around the corner from here, not too far. But actually, this is in Mr. Sneed's district. He represents the Dan River district. So I just want to welcome everyone here, though, to the Pittsylvania County side, but very close to Danville. And I'd like to recognize our county administrators here, Mr. Clarence Mundy. Welcome him here. A couple of members. And our Assistant County Administrator, Greg Sides, who also handles the economic development end. So I know he's been working with you all. We have Mr. Jesse Barksdale, who represents the Bannister District of the county, and of course James Sneed represents this area, and I believe that's all my folks from the county. So again, I welcome them, and I'm glad they're here with us today. Dan Kim Technologies and Innovations, which is what DTI stands for, has been a long-term asset and employer in Pittsylvania County. As you heard earlier, they started in the 60s. I wasn't living around there in the 60s, but I came around a little later. It started in the research division of Dan River. In the 70s, the company expanded into non-textile chemical manufacturing and is respected globally. DTI has the expertise and the flexibility to meet a number of specialty chemical needs, and we are very happy to see the new partnership with Rivertop Renewables. We hope to see this team effort with Rivertop grow and expand into new and even larger facilities, creating more local investments and jobs. And from what I understand, there's approximately 120 employees here, if that's correct, and there will be another 15 or 20 with expansion and hopefully more later. So again, congratulations to DTI, and we welcome Rivertop Renewables, and thank you for having me here today.
And now let me introduce Mayor Saunders.
Good morning. It's a pleasure to be here on behalf of the City of Danville to congratulate Pittsylvania County and most especially DTI for your progress that you're making within our region. Before I continue, a special hello to Antonio Logan, the Chamber of Commerce. Glad you're here. Thank you. Also, Matt McLaren from VDP. Thanks for driving up, sir. And to Telly Tucker, the city's Economic Development Director. If you notice, Telly was sitting out in the audience, and the sun was shining very brightly. So Telly moved in under the tent. I wonder why. Thank you, sir. For me, in many ways, why I represent Danville, I'm also home. Born and raised in Pittsylvania County, 3 miles that way. 3 miles that way. We are very pleased that DTI has expanded right here within our region for the 7th or 8th time. Either way, the numbers are going up and not going down. Thank you for your investment. Thank you for the many jobs that you're providing to people who live and work in our region. I know that much of your work is classified. I understand at least one of your chemicals, at least one, are automobile friendly. And I think that is very good as well. So we say to DTI, thank you so much for your investment in our region and for growing. And I say to my friends in Pittsylvania County, Ms. Bowman, it's a very, very proud day for our county, for you and all of your supervisors. And we say to everyone in our region, that includes the 62,000 people in Pittsylvania County and the 43,000 people in Danville. Without the community support, the 9 of us on council, the 7 board supervisors could not do what we do. So to our citizens, thank you so much for making our region look great. And finally, DTI, you have a world market. You are known literally all over the world. Because you are here, that means Danville and Pittsylvania County are both known all over the world. Thank you so much.
All right. You got the bow.